of red wine with lunch makes you an alcoholic. I'm exaggerating, of course, but you get my point. Anyways, in my opinion, other European countries have a more...
Olá pessoal, sejam bem-vindos a mais um vídeo desse canal. Nós somos cidadãos do terceiro mundo e nesse canal nós reagimos e aprendemos sobre o primeiro mundo. Nesse vídeo nós vamos reagir a 10 costumes sociais que você deveria saber antes de se mudar para a Finlândia.
Então aproveite a oportunidade, considere se inscrever no nosso canal, clique no gostei, compartilhe esse vídeo e visite o nosso Instagram para fazer mais sugestões de conteúdos como esse. E agora, vamos para a reação.
In this video, I will tell you about 10 social customs that you should know about before moving to Finland. What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. If this is the first time we're meeting, my name is Oliver and I'm a master's student in economics at Aalto University here in Finland. And on this channel we talk about education and career development, specifically here in Finland. So if you're new here, do consider subscribing. Before we jump into today's topic, let me thank HOAS for sponsoring this video. HOAS, or the Foundation for Student Housing in the Helsinki region, is one of the largest providers of student accommodation in the Helsinki metropolitan area. I've been living in their apartments throughout my studies and I really recommend that you apply for theirs as well. Links to apply in the description box below. So number one thing on the list is very, very important to us Finns, and that is to be on time. If I would have to mention one thing that we Finns have in common with, for example, Germans, that would be punctuality. No matter if you're meeting with your schoolmates to work on a case assignment, whether you are on your way to a business meeting, or just going out for a cup of coffee with a Finnish friend, you should be there on time. Preferably even a few minutes early, just to make sure that you aren't late. In Finland, punctuality is seen more as a virtue, and being late, even if it was 5 minutes, can be seen as rude and disrespectful towards the other party. Sure, the better you know the other person, the more leeway you can have, but especially when meeting with someone you aren't good friends with, be on time. Also, when I say that you should be on time, it means to the minute. If you agree to meet someone at 5 o'clock, that means that you have to be there at 5 o'clock sharp. Not 17:05, but 17:00. Also, well, this could be debated somewhat, but if you agree to meet someone around 5 and you didn't set an exact time, that also means 5 o'clock sharp. Alright, so the second custom to know.
Isso é muito interessante porque é uma coisa que a gente já vê em muitos vídeos, né? Então, obviamente, é um ponto que realmente está presente, né, nos finlandeses. Mas o que é interessante é que no Brasil a gente já comentou que a gente tem esse problema, muitos brasileiros têm problema com horário, mas eles não, por exemplo, em atendimento médico, eles não toleram que você se atrase, mas você precisa tolerar que eles atrasem a sua consulta. Então, realmente é uma coisa um pouco confusa assim pra gente.
Is that in Finland we don't keep our shoes on inside. Rather, shoes are left at the door and we hang around in our apartments in our socks. This is very important to note, especially if you are visiting someone else's home and they do not remember to remind you about this. I'm sure this has some historical meaning behind it, but most people simply see it as common sense, as walking inside with your shoes brings in dirt and mud during summer and snow during winter. We simply want to keep our apartments clean. That's basically it. So the funny thing is that this habit is also starting to spread into business life, and nowadays there are many company offices where shoes are left at the door. Sure, many of these companies are either startups, but this custom is also slowly creeping its way to more established institutions as well. However, as with everything, there are exceptions to this rule. For example, if you are invited to someone's home as a guest to a more formal party, where the dress code requires you to wear dress shoes, you are allowed and even expected to wear your shoes inside. So the third social custom to note is that in Finland, we are not huge fans of strict hierarchies. This applies to both work and studying, and there is no need to formally address each other as it is with many other cultures and languages. This is why you don't really hear people saying sir or ma'am when addressing others in English. This also applies to titles, and in general, we do not refer to other people using their titles like doctor or professor. It is most common that people are addressed by their first names, both in informal as well as in formal settings. Nevertheless, if your professor or, for example, your boss insists that you call them by their title or they prefer using a more formal manner of addressing each other, please do so. It is just respectful. However, it is good to note that this is quite rare and usually only happens in an international setting where people wish to be treated as you would in their respective cultures. All right, so the next 4 social
Uau! Isso é fantástico, porque esse tipo de coisa eu acho que insere uma coisa assim horizontal na sociedade deles, porque tipo, quando você trata alguém dessa forma, você tá praticamente se colocando na mesma altura dela. E, tipo, aqui no nosso país a gente tem um sério problema com isso. Inclusive, é muito naturalizado essa hierarquia e, infelizmente, é coisa que influencia e muito na nossa cultura, na nossa política. Mas quando a gente vê uma coisa assim, a gente vê que isso está realmente conectado com os finlandeses, né? É meio que intrínseco. Então, é uma coisa muito, muito incrível.
Isso é verdade. É muito interessante a gente perceber como no Brasil é mantida a questão hierárquica em todos os setores, desde de um simples bar até uma grande empresa, tudo aqui é hierarquia. Eu acho fantástico a forma como os finlandeses um trata o outro, porque existe o respeito, mas você não tem essa questão hierárquica tão forte. Porém, devo fazer uma observação que recentemente, ao fazer um exame num laboratório, eu me surpreendi que as pessoas me chamaram pelo primeiro nome. E eu acho que é a primeira vez que eu vejo esse tipo de coisa acontecendo. Eu confesso que eu achei um pouco estranho, mas eu prefiro realmente assim do que a questão de hierarquia, como os finlandeses tratam. É incrível.
social customs are all related to acceptable topics of discussion, especially when talking to a person that you do not know well. These are topics that we Finns feel very personal about, and I would recommend that you do not approach these subjects unless you are very much certain that the person does not mind it. First up, no talking about money and personal income. Finnish people are very individualistic about their careers, and therefore one's income is not something that we wish to talk about unless we are on very good terms with the opposite party. To give you some context, it is not rare for even the best of friends not to share their exact incomes with each other, so please do treat this topic with respect. A second big no-no is religion. So while Finland is one of the most secular countries in the world, we find religion and one's beliefs or non-beliefs to be a personal matter that is not the business of others. In practice, this means that we keep our personal beliefs to ourselves while respecting others in the same manner by neither inquiring about their religious beliefs nor by pushing our own onto them. All right, so the third topic comes.
Isso é muito interessante porque no nosso país aqui a gente também tem um lema, né? Que é não falar sobre política, religião e futebol. Não se pode tocar sobre esses assuntos. Mas é interessante porque eu tinha um pensamento justamente diferente. Achei que na Finlândia as pessoas pudessem debater sobre esse assunto, mas aqui ele fala que não. Mas é interessante porque, ao mesmo tempo, você olha isso e você vê que faz sentido, porque ao mesmo tempo que você não debate, a pessoa acaba guardando a crença dela também, né? Então acaba não interferindo. Então, acho que faz muito sentido isso que ele está falando.
Sim, é verdade. Infelizmente, aqui em nosso país existe uma certa briga religiosa. Infelizmente, a gente não consegue seguir o modelo finlandês, que é maravilhoso.
In the same breath as religion, and that is politics. So while social media has prompted many people to get more active in politics, it is still a personal matter that we do not like to speak about. Most importantly, it is deemed extremely inappropriate to ask who someone voted for, and it is not abnormal for even family members not to talk about their political points of view. As you can guess, politics is a pretty sensitive topic nowadays, and I suggest not bringing it up unless you are sure that it is appropriate for that situation. So the fourth topic to avoid might sound like a peculiar one, but nevertheless it is a good one to note, and that is asking about someone's parents and specifically about their jobs or income. Again, Finland is a very individualistic and equal society, and the income of one's parents does not define you, the children, as people, and thus it is a topic that should be avoided. I will talk more about the equality of opportunity and how that defines us as a nation, perhaps in a future video, but for now it is just good to know that the income of one's parents is a topic that should be avoided. Alright, let's move on to social custom number 8, which is that one should not brag about one's accomplishments, for example, possession or income. Again, as referred to previously, Finland is a very individualistic society where one's accomplishments are not something to brag about publicly, but rather something to enjoy in private and with class. Sure, this might be a bit different if you know the person well and you know that they are competitive and enjoy comparing themselves to other people. Or, for example, it could be that some working environments pursue competitiveness and push everyone to do better, but still, bragging about your income most likely just comes out as douchey. The next social custom is
Isso é maravilhoso. Isso realmente é fantástico. A sociedade finlandesa é impressionante. Ele fala que eles são individualistas, mas ao mesmo tempo eles pensam muito no coletivo. Então isso realmente é incrível. Infelizmente, alguns países não sabem lidar muito bem com essa situação, até porque a gente percebe que isso se trata mais de uma questão social e uma questão comportamental dos finlandeses. Mas é fantástico. Aqui no Brasil, as pessoas conquistam alguma coisa, as pessoas gostam de sair e contar para todos o quanto elas conseguiram algo. Mas na Finlândia a gente não tem isso, isso é perfeito.
É verdade, eu fico impressionada com esse equilíbrio que eles têm, porque eles conseguem ter essa individualidade e ao mesmo tempo pensar nessa questão coletiva. É fantástico, você fica louco com isso.
to keep to your word and not to give empty promises. As I explained in this video, personal integrity and trust is very important to Finns, especially when you are trying to build more personal relationships. In order to build that trust, you should keep to your word and deliver what you promise. In addition, it is good to note that in Finland, casually noting, hey, it was nice seeing you, maybe we should have coffee next week, actually means that you will either be invited for coffee next week or that the invitation for coffee is expected. What I've understood is that this is somewhat different in some other cultures. For example, I've heard that in the US where, hey, let's have coffee sometimes is universally known not to really mean anything. Anyways, keep to your word and don't give empty promises and you will do just fine. Alright, the last social custom that is good to know before moving to Finland is that even though we Finns really have a, let's say a close relationship with alcohol, it is still not a custom to have wine or other alcoholic beverages with lunch. This is actually something that I personally find a bit sad, and it feels really odd that drinking half a bottle of vodka during one night, especially in student circles, is okay, but having one glass of red wine with lunch makes you an alcoholic. I'm exaggerating, of course, but you get my point. Anyways, in my opinion, other European countries have a more healthy relationship with alcohol in this sense. However, it's not the custom in Finland, and you should just be aware of that before inviting your colleagues for a lunch. Still, as with other things, there are some exceptions to the rule as well. The first ones to come in mind are some corporate events that are held at lunchtime where wine or sparkling might be served with food. Also, another exception would be if you are on holiday and want to have a beer with food. That is deemed completely normal. Yeah, I know, we're a bit weird with alcohol like that. But anyways, that is it. These were the 10 social customs that I think you should be aware of before moving to Finland. Of course, there are plenty of others, but I think that keeping these in mind will already get you far. That is all for this video. If you found this video helpful, do give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might have use for this information. Also, if you have anything to ask about...
Incrível. Eu fico cada dia mais fascinada quando descubro coisas sobre a Finlândia, porque é um povo que realmente conseguiu achar equilíbrio, né? Tipo, na forma como eles vivem a vida deles, eles conseguem ter esse balanço, mas ao mesmo tempo é um povo que leva as coisas muito a sério, né? Como a gente vê aqui, mas eles também sabem como aproveitar a vida. Então, é realmente uma coisa que faz você refletir quando você vê esse tipo de coisa, porque o que eles estão fazendo é uma coisa maravilhosa.
Não, sem dúvidas. O que a Finlândia conseguiu construir em termos de sociedade e o resultado que a gente vê disso hoje, realmente surpreendente. Os finlandeses são pessoas fantásticas. A gente consegue perceber essa questão sociocultural deles, que é impressionante. A consciência que eles têm em relação a como fazer a sociedade se sentir igual e, ao mesmo tempo, pensar no coletivo, porque o bem-estar do coletivo é o bem-estar do indivíduo também. Então, a gente percebe aqui que tudo que eles fazem é realmente fantástico. Esse vídeo foi muito interessante, porque ilustrou muito bem algumas coisas que a gente já sabia, outras coisas que a gente não sabia, por isso, nunca é demais a gente estar conhecendo cada vez mais a Finlândia. É um país realmente fantástico e a gente tem como um modelo a ser seguido, porque realmente é um dos países incríveis. Mas essa foi a reação desse vídeo, portanto aproveite a oportunidade e considere se inscrever em nosso canal, clique no gostei, compartilhe esse vídeo e visite o nosso Instagram para fazer mais sugestões de conteúdos como esse.
Muito obrigada por assistir esse vídeo e nos vemos na próxima reação. Tchau!